Hey, good morning, everybody, and welcome back, my friends, once again to another rendition of Coffee with HDR. Let me make sure everything's working here. The mic looks good. It looks like we're up and we are running. Guys, this is show number 150 for December the 2nd, 2023. Thank you so much for joining me here this morning, everybody. We're going to go through and we're going to start off with saying good mornings to each person in the chat room. But hey, welcome back to Coffee with HDR. Hmm. Okay. Let me go ahead and get comfortable here in the studio here in southwestern Pennsylvania, and we'll get underway this morning. So let's go up here and start at the very top. And good morning. First in this morning was Jarvis Biker, coming live in living color out of Canada. Good morning to Captain Ed. Says, can you believe I left 80 degrees in Florida to come to Connecticut, rainy and 40 degrees. What we do for family. Yep, absolutely. Good morning to Toby Northern. Glad to have you on board here with us this morning. Good morning to Robert, Bucky Bronk, Toby, Ron Kelly. Good morning to you. Good morning to Dawn on the Run. Reminds me of a song. Dawn on the Run. Dawn on the Run. He's a dangerous man, riding his Harley everywhere he goes. Oh, sorry. Good morning, Smyrna Cowboy. Chuck Henson, good morning to you. Let me get the scroll bar rolling here. Jarvis Biker. Debbie, good morning to Debbie and Mallory, who just stepped up from an iPhone 7 to an iPhone 15. Woo! Getting high and mighty there in the tech world. Good morning to Paul. Mike Bodine, good morning to you. Buck Brown. Roy's Moto Ventures, good morning to Roy. I haven't seen much new videos out of Roy's garage there, but I'm sure they're coming. I'm sure he's working very hard. If you haven't watched Roy's Moto Ventures, you need to go over and check him out. I met this young man and his brother at VAM quite a few years ago, and I tell you what, great people, good to hang out with, nice to drink a few beers with, and just talk about motorcycles. Good morning to Motor Rambling, who was out riding the one of the is it the BRDs? BRDs? I don't know. He was riding in the woods, and it was definitely a great adventure. Good morning to let's see here, Chuck Henson, Dawn on the Run, Motor Rambling again, Toby Northern. Where are we at here? Buck Brown, good morning to you. Will Henderson, good morning. Glad to have you on board here. Pete Moto's Adventures is on board with us. Good morning to Pete. Quit singing, working, but listening. Road Glide Andy. Let me sing another one. You may have to work on a Saturday, but look at the money you're making. Christmas is coming and you'll spend it all on your honey. Yes. Oh, never mind. Okay, maybe I'll quit singing. All right. Dawn on the Run said no, actually on a Triumph. Okay. Yeah, so maybe I got to fit Triumph in there. Triumph is a beautiful motorcycle. Mrs. HDR is in there this morning. She's on the show. Man, that's really something. I wanted to make a cameo appearance this morning, but that's not going to happen. Let's see here. And Motor Ram. Okay. The MABDR. Now, if you've never ridden the BDR before, just watch Itchy Boots and times it by 10 because it is pretty technical to be out there. HDR is going on American Idol. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Yep, I can play guitar too. Wait, hold on. Wait a minute. All right. Wait. Yep. A little out of tune this morning. Sorry about that. Had to throw that in there, you know. I bet you didn't know it, but I'm a guitar player too. And if you care to take it there, I'll make a bet with you. I got a guitar made of gold. You think I'm better than you? Anyway, Toby Norton said, "Oh, sorry for. Oh, wait, what was it? Oh, see, Toby did it. He said, "Hey, go on American Idol." Miss HCR says, good morning to Mike Bodine, if you didn't see that in there. Motor Rambling. Debbie said, oh, wait, let me get the keyboard going. Yep, yep. My sister Deb is now playing the keyboard. We are getting Henry. Henry actually plays the bongos. He's actually played in a lot of bands, and he used to travel around with these different bands. So he's very good. And myself with the guitar, we wanted to start a little bluegrass band going down here is what we were thinking. So travel around, maybe to your neighborhood and play some bluegrass for you. So that's something we've been working on. Buck Brown said, "Sheesh, you never know. You just never know what you're going to see on Coffee with HDR, right?" So anyway, Dawn on the Run, Smyrna Cowboy. It's funny to me that Be the Rider PA is not in here. I haven't seen him in here anyway yet. Patrick Orvis, good morning, buddy. I haven't been here for a while. Just wanted to say hi. Well, hello. WS Keys on 3, good morning. Greetings to you. And his sets are toned for showing this morning. And this sets the tone. Oh, there you go. Yep, for the rest of the weekend. You're right. I'm just getting you guys ready, right? I should have played you a Christmas song, like something, I don't know, Old Silent Night or something, and got you more in the mood for this show today. So it was very interesting the other day, and let's go back. Let's start out with the week. So this week was a 4-day work week for me. We did have Monday off. That was very, very nice. And it allowed me to get some stuff done around the house I've been working on, some projects. Good morning to Bodine's Adventures. Morning from the road, my friend. So he's out somewhere on the roads already. But yeah, so a 4-day work week, right? So only 4 days with students, and that was pretty nice. No more musical interludes, please. Motor Rambling, come on. What, you want me to get the guitar again? I can get the guitar. If you didn't watch the guitar solo, you're going to have to watch the rerun of this show. Go back to like minute number, I don't know, guys, what were we at? Like minute number 4. And yeah, do that. Watch the minute number 4. Good morning, Bodine's Adventures. Ride safe wherever you are. So let's back it up. Let's back it up. Oh, I told you last week. No, let's even back it up more. So this week actually marks a very, very important week for me. Okay, many of you know I've been going to college to become a fully certified teacher. I've been teaching now. This is my 4th year, and I'm finally going to be certified. So that's important, right? But it is a big deal. It is a big deal. College. A lot of you guys know you go back to college, and I'm almost 60. And it wasn't an easy feat of magic for me to do that, right? To get back into writing papers, to get back into doing assignments and all that rigmarole that goes with the college life, right? I had to go on campus, a few times because the shows had to be postponed, or I had to get rid of the show altogether for certain weekends to be on campus for class. So it has been very, very interesting. But you know what? More than that, it has been very, very rewarding. Guys, I teach students, and I try to tell these students, congratulations, thanks, buddy. I appreciate that. I really do. So I teach these kids the importance of studying, but they're teenagers, right? Guys, remember when you was a teenager? When I was in high school, man, I didn't like school. I didn't want to be there, right? There was a whole world waiting in front of us, and we wanted to get out there and do our thing, make our mark. But Motor Rambling, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yeah, more work than your lazy butt wants to do. It's a big advantage. It's a big adventure going back to school, and it was a huge eye opener. But my professors, I would put this work into these papers. I'd put this work into these assignments, and I told my professor one day, one of them, we have multiple professors, and I was sitting talking to one day, and I said, look, they said, well, this assignment was really well thought out. How long did it take you? I said, about 4 hours. And they said, you spent 4 hours on an assignment? And I said, yes. I said, because in my old age, I've learned that perfection is what you're looking for, right? So, and I wouldn't say that I'm 100% of a perfectionist, but when I do things now, they got to be right. It has to be perfect. I can't accept less than perfect. And maybe that's because we know, looking back at our lives, right? We've done so many things imperfectly that we probably should have changed when we were younger, but that doesn't happen all the time. You can't go backwards, but you can move forwards. So as you move forwards, you find that um, there's more to life than you, right? There's something bigger out there that you got to grab. So yeah, so I spent 4 hours, and she said, "Why?" I said, "Because it has to be perfect. It can't be okay. I can't just get a passing grade, right?" So anyway, so far, I got two more assignments to finish. They're finished. I just have to turn them in. I have one more observation, and I get fully certified. Okay. And at this point, out of 4 years of college, guys, I'm carrying the 4.0. Now, I'm not patting myself on the back for that, but again, it's something when you're doing anything and you're striving to be, the best that you can be. I think that's what I'm trying to portray to my students, right? So, congratulations, Chuck. Thank you. A lot of dedication and accomplished that. Thank you, Chuck. I appreciate that. And you're right. There, it is a lot of dedication. Okay. So many of you have been emailing me and contacting me and saying, HDR, man, where's the HDR videos? All you've been doing is these live streams. You haven't been doing any video content. The reason that happened and the reason that is, and I don't make excuses, so I'm going to tell you exactly why that is. I've been giving 150% to doing nothing but educating my kids. All right. I tell these kids every day when they come in there, give me 80% of them, and I'm giving them 150% of me, right? Which means instead of shooting motorcycle videos and being in the garage changing, this or that, which I have a lot to do, I do. I've been doing 150% for them. I wake up Saturday morning, early in the morning. I start getting our agenda ready for the next week. I start looking over lessons, thinking, what do I want to teach them? How do I want to teach it? How can I get it in their brains to make it stick and make it work? Okay, those are things that I have to worry about now. And it's not for me. And I tell them that it's because I owe it to them. I was hired to do a job, right? Just like you guys, you have a job. When we go to work, we don't want to do 50% of the work. Well, maybe we do, but we have to give 150% to the kid, right? That's what's important. So, um, I am not going to try your best. Why, bro? Yeah, you're right, Motor Rambler. You're right. If you're not going to try your best, why? Right? Why wouldn't you try your best? Toby Norton said a 4.0 GPA is something to pat yourself on the back about. Holding down the job, numerous channels, and a family, a 4.0 is no joke. Congrats. Mrs. HDR is one hell of a supporter. She is. If it wasn't for Mrs. HDR, I wouldn't. There's no way I would be where I'm at. I know that. And when I'd get down in the dumps, and it was hard. You guys, a lot of you guys have taken English 101, and when you take that and you're 59 years old, I wanted to quit many times and just say no, just throw it in, chuck it, and just quit the job and go do something else. But she was there every step of the way and been like, you can do it, you can do it. Just put your mind to it. And I came out and I ended my I actually ended English 101 with a 96.9, right? So it worked out very, very well, and it kept the 4.0 average. So um, anyway, you must have deleted it. It says message retracted. Um, but anyway, yeah. So yeah, you have to have the support of your family. You have to have the support of your friends, and I think that's very huge. The way this whole thing works, but there you go, Toby. Miss HR says thanks to Toby. Um, but anyway, I didn't do it to pat myself on. I did it because I wanted to accomplish it. Right. When I first started teaching, and I knew I had to complete these college assignments, I knew it was 4 years. I thought, well, if I quit in 3 years, I don't have to complete it. Right. That's my mindset. But I did. Anyway, let's fast forward to this week. So this week, my students, okay, obviously they come to class, and you know yesterday was one of these aha moments. I came home and I was ripped up, man. I was so excited. And Miss HR had to listen to me babble on until about 8 o'clock last night. And, it was nice that she kind of listened and until she told me I had to shut up. But yeah, anyway, so what happened yesterday was I was teaching a class, and I don't see Ty from Tennessee on here. He would understand. Maybe some of you guys do. Every computer system runs on an IP address. Well, the kids have to know how to break IP addresses down. It's called IP subnetting. And I got kids in there, ninth grade, 10th, 11th, and 12th. And I was teaching the ninth graders because the 10th, 11th, and 12th have had this class before. And I was teaching the ninth graders how to do subnetting. But what I also thought I would do is I said I invited all the other kids because I told them when I'm done teaching them, they're going to take the worksheet that I created and it's a test for the upperclassmen. So I offered, I said, you guys can stay and get this as a retutoring session and maybe help you out a little bit. And some of them did stay. Okay. That was the first amazing aha moment. It's like, wow, you guys are hanging out with me, and that's wonderful. The second part of that was so we went through the whole thing, and we had a couple students that were just a little bit stuck, right? And they came to me and said, Mr. HDR, because that's what they call me, Mr. HDR, and they said, hey, can I stay back from break and work on this worksheet? Well, guys, I can't leave anybody in the classroom. Luckily, I have a full time sub that works with me. So I told the sub to take everybody else who wants to go to break, go to break. I stayed back with 4 kids and did a private tutoring session, one on one with each of those kids. So, and they had it, they got it, right? So let's fast forward. So in the AM class, okay, the AM class, the 10th, 11th, and 12th graders took the test. And as they were handing them in, I was scanning these, right? And I find that this is very important in life, guys. And you know, and if you're a director, you're a supervisor, you're whatever, management, even our administration, okay, when we have a meeting and they say, hey, you guys did a good job this week, or that means a lot to me, right? So well, as my kids are handing this in, I'm giving fist bumps, man. I'm like, yeah, man, you rocked it, man. You tore this up, you know. I had one little guy hand me the test, you know, not a little guy, one young man. I handed him the test. He goes, well, Mr. HDR, said, I'm failing this. He said, I can't do math. I was like, well, give it a try, buddy. Not 5 minutes after that, I was sitting there at my desk listening. He's telling another student how to do it, how to complete this assignment, how to figure out the math of this assignment. And I'm sitting there going, oh, he got it. He knows what he's talking about. So then he turns his paper. Now he stayed 2 through break. Now this young man, as soon as you say break, he's at the break room before everybody else. He's sitting there, and I said, excuse me, young man. I said, is there something wrong? I said, do you need help? Or he said, no, no, no. He said, I'm just double checking my math. I want to make sure it's right because, this guy turned into like a perfectionist, right? And I'm like, okay, now this is the one that said he was going to fail it. As soon as I hand to him, he's like, yeah, I'm failing this. He turns around, he hands it to me, and says, Mr. HDR, what do you think? He said, I think I messed up the last 3 questions. I looked his paper over, dude. I gave him a fist bump, and I told him, dude, you are amazing. Amazing. I said, you made my whole weekend. When I first met this young man, he was a little snot-nosed kid, okay? He was. He didn't want to do anything. Everything I tried to teach him, he bucked it. He said, I don't want to learn that. I don't want to do this. This kid has turned around. He's now a senior. I looked right in his eyes, and I said, you know what? I've watched you go from a little boy to a young man. That is what teaching's about. That's why they deserve 150% from me, right? I can't give them any less, and it's a struggle. So there's things that I got to do in my life, and there's changes I got to make in my life to make sure I can always do that. So, but it's worth it. So that's where the videos are not out there, and the videos are not rolling right now out of the garage. So. Mr. and Mrs. H are beautiful people. Text rides, good morning. Thank you for that. That was nice. Ty from Tennessee said, good morning, friends. Dawn on the Run's in there now. Mike Budine said, 31,000 thumbs ups. I appreciate that. Be the Rider PA. It's another day of the 70s and sunny in my head. Yeah, it's a little chilly today, but it's going to be a nice day tomorrow. It's supposed to be 54 degrees here tomorrow. So, Paul says, I think this is the first time I actually woke up early enough to be here today. Paul, good morning, and it's nice to have you on board there with us this morning. That would be a no, Bob. Taking care of HDR is enough for me. What was Bob talking about? Rumor has it, oh, you might need one in your house. Yeah, I did mention the Bodine 52 that Mrs. HDR was looking at miniature bulldogs. And She looked at me last night. We were talking about it, and she said, "You know what? Taking care of you is enough." She said, "I don't need another kid in the house." So that's exactly what she said. So, but yeah, that's the way it works, right? Um, so anyway, that's why I kind of backed off on the HDR videos. I do have a lot of garage stuff to do. Matter of fact, I told you guys last week about the tire on my motorcycle, about the valve stem sticking or whatever is going on. It's still stuck because I haven't had time to work on it. Jarvis Biker said in Canada they had snow on Thursday and it rained all day Friday. Guys, if you want to see snow, man, look at Erie, Pennsylvania. Oh my goodness, they got pummeled, man. Uh, they call it lake effect snow. I guess there's snow comes off the lake, the water gets cold and makes snow. I don't know. I don't know how it works, but um, question from WS Keys on three. Which you prefer HDR? 4 days at 10 hours or 5 days at 8 hours? Well, we actually, Toby, this week we had 4 days at 7 hours. Okay, we don't work. I guess it's almost eight. I think 7:15 to 2:45. Okay, so whatever that works out to be, that's our scheduled time. Um, I am the type of person. It's funny because my daughter calls me every morning, and she's the type of person. She'll get to work an hour early, which is way earlier than I get there. But I like to get to work about a half hour before I'm supposed to be there. I like to get to my desk, get my cup of coffee warmed up and have everything ready to go. And I think that's very, very vital for me to do that, right? So I'm not one of the people that like to walk into the workplace, sit down, and all of a sudden the kids walk in the door and now you're teaching. I've seen people do that. And I don't know how they do that for sure. They've been teaching for a lot of years, maybe. Paul said, I have a valve stem stuck on my rear tire. I put a metal valve cap over it, over the stem that has a good seal, and it keeps the tire from going flat. Yeah, but here's the big thing, Paul. Here's Paul Motos, and so I have Phobos on my tires, and I told the mechanics at work, and they said take those off and throw those away immediately. Apparently, apparently a Phobo, okay, they think it's too heavy on the valve stem. It sits on the valve stem. I didn't know how it worked even until I talked to Rogue Glide Andy because he watched last week's show and he called me after the show. Apparently, those Phobos, when you put them on, they depress the the plunger inside the stem. Right? They put pressure on that stem, and it stays on it. And he said if there's, and they did put beads in my tires last time. The guy didn't have any weights in our balancing machine, so I got beads in my tire. He says sometimes those beads can even get stuck in that valve stem because it's pushed in. Okay. So he told me that all I got to do is take my air hose, which I'm going to do hopefully later today. Take my air hose and because I normally use an extender hose from Harley. You guys have probably seen those, right? For the weird wheels they sell. And that depresses that stem. So he told me to take the air hose with with its thing in it and hit it a couple of times, like psh, psh, and smack air into it and try to dislodge that. Now, when I was at work, I told you we do have mechanics at work, and the mechanics at work actually were gave me a valve stem tightener, and they also gave me new valve stems, or not stems, valve cores, I guess they're called, right? So I can replace the core. Pete Motor Venture said just replace the core. It's easy. Yeah, so I'm going to try to do that today. I'm going to see if it doesn't get unstuck. Um, did he say beads? No, tie. There's beads. Beads. There's beads in the tire. And they do that. They put beads in your tire, and apparently these beads, I've read a lot on it. You could do it even in car tires, truck tires. The idea is the beads roll around and they balance the tire. They're supposed to stick inside the tire is what they do instead of using weights on the outside of the tire. So that's pretty interesting in its own means. But um, make sure you use American. Here's a question for this great group of people. The mechanic at work said there's different valve stem colors. One color is for tubeless, one color is for tube tires. He gave me two different cores. One core is an orange color, and the other core is a black color. Does it matter? Are there different cores for different tires, tube tires or tubeless tires? I have no idea. Jarvis Syker said beads don't work well in Harley tires. Experienced this firsthand. B, the rider PA, said the same thing. That was the only option I had. When it gets warmer, I'm going to take the bike into work and have them pull the tire, take the beads out, because at work they got a new balancing machine for motorcycle tires. And the mechanic is a friend of mine. He said, "Don't worry, so I'll take care of it," and that's not a big deal. So that's going to be a big blessing for me to get that off of there. I really don't like the beads, but when I bought it from my independent Harley guy, he doesn't. His balancer broke. Why he doesn't buy a new one, I don't know. I don't know how much money it costs to get a balancer. I imagine they're not cheap. So he puts beads in the tires. But okay, Rogue Lighting said use the orange one. Don't really matter. Also have green. Okay, I know the green ones are for nitrogen. I do know that. So Rogue Light Andy, thank you for stopping working and let me know that. So I will use the orange one if I have to change the core today. Okay, I will do that. Um, Pete Motor Adventure said I use beads in my wings, worked well. Okay, so far the beads have been working fine. I haven't had any problems with it. Jarvis Biker said a static balance on my tires always better than spin balancers. Racing Garage static balance their tires. See, now I don't know really, Jarvis. You are more of a mechanic than I am, and I don't really understand all this different balancing techniques. Okay, Be the Right PS said I don't like beads. He used them on my bike and they didn't work for me. I had the tires redone, and I am going to have my front wheel redone and get weights on it, and get the beads out of there. But anyhow, we'll see how that goes down. Roy Motor Adventure said, I ran beads on my Road Glide Limited, and my brother uses beads on his wing. We haven't had any issues. And I know Roy Motor Adventures, if you go back to some of his archive videos, he actually changed his own tires. And he didn't have a machine, right? So he said he put beads in it, and they're working well. So Chuck says, mine is tubeless, and my wife has a tube in it. And they are both black. They use green ones for nitrogen. Guys, I'm not talking about the valve. I'm talking about the core. On the core, there's a color ring on it. Okay, one is orange ring, and the other is a black ring. Okay, so there's different color cores apparently, and I don't know anything about it. But I'm going to go ahead. Rogue Glide Andy tells me to use the orange one. Here's the next question: is so if I take that core out today, the air's already blown out as soon as I take the cap off. Will the tire go all the way flat, and will the bike fall over? That's my next fear, right? I'm sitting there trying to get this thing out that I don't know what I'm doing. I'm trying to put the new one in. Psst, shh, and all of a sudden the tire goes flat and the bike goes boom and falls into the wall, right? Yeah, that would be bad. That would be very sad, and I would have a very, very bad weekend. But that's something one of my fears, I guess. If the tire has larger ridges inside tire carcass, the beads won't flow around properly. Okay, that's good to know. Not if you do it quick. Yeah, see, I've never done it. I should have practiced first, right? And I think about that work. I have no time because we're all teachers, and when he's teaching the class, so am I. So I guess I should have went down there maybe at lunchtime yesterday and said, "Hey, let me take a valve out of one of the tires on one of the bikes, the stem, and put a new one in, right?" So, but I didn't do that. So it won't happen. Pete Motor Adventure said the bike will be fine. Thanks, Pete. You guys are definitely a blessing, and for sure, because I don't have all these answers, and I'm a computer guy. But anyway, yeah, when I bought my first toolbox when we got the garage built, Miss HR said, "What are you gonna do with that toolbox?" I said, well, "I'm gonna work on my Harley, man." She goes, "No, you're not." That's exactly what she said. She said, "No, you can have all the tools in the world." She said, "You're not touching that motorcycle." So, and you guys see me. I do little things, change lights, get ready to change the highway pegs. But I'm a computer guy. Bodine Adventures did send me a really, really nice set of highway pegs, and I didn't get them on yet, Bob. I'm sorry about that, but I do want to put those on the bikes. They're a lot nicer than what I have on there. But I have things to do, and guys, you know yourself when you're videoing. Sometimes it's better just to put the music on in the garage and be one with the motorcycle and just do the work. When you put that camera on, or you put 3 or 4 cameras around the bike, or 2 cameras and a microphone, and you're syncing everything up, you guys know it takes 500 times longer to get anything done, right? So, is it a good video? Maybe. maybe. I mean, I might film this tire thing today. I was thinking about just for giggles, for people to go, look at that ass. He don't know what he's doing because I don't have a clue. I really don't. So anyway, Toby says we lost a great one. We're judging ride safe. Take care. Trying to see. You will notice that bead balancers at highway speeds are very slight and very inconsistent. Every time you stop, the beads change. Jarvis Biker says. All right. Do you have a mid-show commercial? Don't recall seeing one this morning. Yes, I did run one this morning, and yes, I do have a mid-show. So, as I said, and this mid-show commercial is going to pretty well uh, give you a interesting view. But as I said on my thumbnail, and Be the Rider PA called me the other day and said, "Hey, HDR man, what's that special announcement?" I told him that I was actually contacted by the CEO of Harley Davidson Motor Company. He wanted to do an interview with me, so we recorded an interview over Zoom. And he wanted to tell me about all the new models, and he wanted me to release them on Coffee with HDR because it's so popular. There's so many people watching, and he said he feels I could reach a lot more. He can reach a lot more people through Coffee with HDR than they can through TV commercials. So I told him it might be a little warped, but he was a super nice guy. It was nice to talk to him. So that's kind of what the mid roll is going to be. So it's going to be a very important message anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and let's see. Yeah, Toby, I turned the ads off. The ads, there's no monetization on this channel right now at all. So if there's anything coming out, YouTube's just dumping them in there, which is possible, but I have it turned off. All right. So let's go ahead, sit back, relax, and we're going to watch the mid-roll. And then you guys let me know after the mid-roll over is what you think about it. So I hope you enjoy it. Let's go ahead and get it started. Hey, good morning, everybody, and welcome to the first ever, or maybe the last ever, live stream here of Coffee with HDR. Just trying to figure out how to get this. Sometimes on a Mac, it's kind of crazy because you're trying to find out. Let's see if we can get it to work here. We're trying to find out how to get this to run. Let's see here. QuickTime Player, share it, see if that'll work. Chrome has lost permission to capture screen. Well, that's kind of weird. Google Chrome. All right, so what's going on with that? Hey, good morning, everybody, and welcome back once again to Coffee with HDR. See, Coffee with HDR. And I'm not in my normal studio today in southwestern Pennsylvania. Nope. I'm in the bluegrass state of Kentucky. So myself and Mrs. HDR, who happens to be here with us this morning.
Hi, everybody.
I know you guys want me to just leave the camera on her. But we pulled into this hotel last night because we're on a motorcycle trip, and we decided we were going to stay at this hotel last night. And we heard this amazing roaring sound of this Harley Davidson. I knew it was a Harley. I knew it wasn't a Honda Goldwing. And I heard this bike pulling into the parking spot. I thought, wow, I know that bike. And it came in. It was amazing blue Crimson Tide motorcycle. It's Crimson Tide is red. I'm sorry, red motorcycle. And it's a custom bike because it's got a black front fender. And I said, I know who that is. And you guys would not believe it, but we're going to bring in Mr. and Mrs.
Morning.
Bodine 52.
Hi, everybody.
They just happened, and Bob was good enough there to score us a conference room this morning, which I thought was pretty cool. Bunch of people out there eating breakfast, so we didn't want to disturb them. And plus, they'd all want to be on this amazing show. So, all right. So we're going to try to get everybody in the camera here so we can chit chat a little bit with you this morning. And this is why I do this show alone. You know, this is why. And I might have to go back to bed. It is.
Hello.
Howdy.
Trying to get the best camera angle here.
Yeah, don't do the full screen one. I can't stand looking at
What'd you say?
myself.
Yeah, don't do the full
Just
screen.
keep it this way the
What?
whole time.
All right, so this is Colin. Can you tell everybody where you might be at today? I know you might be out on your motorcycle on a trip also with your lovely wife.
Well, first is the Wi-Fi. I turned off the Wi-Fi and got on cell. Is this better?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm on my phone here, so hopefully you can see me because I have a very little screen and I'm not wearing my glasses, so I'm blind right now. We are in the lovely town of Bristol, Virginia, not Bristol, Tennessee. But Bristol, Virginia is literally like 3 miles from Bristol, Tennessee. And yeah, we're going to meet a couple folks that happen to be on this stream in about, half a day. We're going to meet up today. So we're looking forward to it.
Well, good. I'm glad you guys didn't hit.
I'm not even on here.
Hey, good morning, everybody. We are live and we are back here on this lovely set in our home studio,
Or AKA our living room.
or it could be the living room. Let me know, first of all, if everybody can hear us okay. We have a nice crowd building up there, and we want to thank everybody for coming in this morning on this first day of
2022.
2022. Well,
Thank you. Because are you tired like
congratulations.
we are?
We are exhausted.
And no, we didn't. We weren't drunk and belligerent. No, we were just,
We did not.
we were up past midnight.
We did not. I want to tell you, first of all, before we get started, pay attention to everything on the show today because we have a special contest and there will be just one, very, very special winner. And at the end of this broadcast, so stay until the very end, we're going to ask you a question and you have to be right with the answer. And you will be receiving a very, very amazing special gift from us. So this is something we wanted to do today with the start of the new year. We thought it would be great to do that. So I will first start out with, hey, Mr. McStash. And you didn't know? Remember, that's his opener. I just want to say a special thank you to Mr. McStash for the shirt. And if you would like to get your videos promoted on this show, just send me a shirt. No, you don't have to. Just send me a sticker or a poker. No, I'm just kidding. You don't have to send anything.
You don't have to send anything.
Just give us a holler. Shop back. All right. We're going to let Mrs. HDR here start off with the
What am I starting off with?
good mornings to everybody. So let's start there at the top.
Oh, good morning, Jeff Rice. Good morning, Ron Kelly. Good morning, Captain Ed. Good morning, Minnow Moto. Good morning, Damon Outdoors. Good morning, Dusty in the Wind. Good morning, HD AV Traveler. Chuck Hansen, good morning.
From South Dakota.
Hey, we were in South Dakota. Ray's Moto Ventures, good morning. Good morning, Bob Nelson. Good morning, Backroad Explorers. D.A. Bishop. Good morning. Is it Tennessee Wingman or 10 Wingman?
Yeah, it's 10 wingmen.
Good morning, W.S. Keys on 3. Good morning, Paul Beardsley. And
who's that one?
I don't know. Good morning, Aaron Deere and Harley 103 and Nancy Weems. Ty from Tennessee. Good morning. I think that was it. I think I got everybody.
I think we're all caught up, and man, we hope everybody had a great New Year's Eve last night. I know we did. Trying to teach somebody how to play. I don't know if you ever heard the card game 500.
500 rum.
Did you ever have a train wreck? Try to teach a drunk guy how to play 500
How to
rum.
play 500.
And not only that, he's an engineer, so he's mathematically very smart, and he couldn't figure out how to basically count the cards or hold the cards. Or
I think the alcohol had a lot to do with it.
He thought if he threw away a card, that was 5 points because he got to lay one down.
Right.
And,
yeah.
It was very interesting there for sure. So,
good morning, Rocky J. And is it Smyrna?
Smyrna.
Smyrna or Smyrna Cowboy? Sorry if I pronounce it wrong. Good morning.
The Smyrna Cowboy.
Smyrna. Where's Smyrna?
Smyrna is in Georgia. Smyrna Cowboy is in Georgia. Okay, let's see. We should be back up here. All right. We are back up here and back live there. So anyway, for those of you that said you didn't catch the original intro, that was the mid-roll. Okay, here's the original intro. It's very short. I'm going to play it just so you can see it because I did make it special for today's show. Okay, all right. There it was. That was the special opener. So anyway, yeah, this is actually a shocker to a lot of you out there. And oh no, Motor Ramley says, say it isn't so. Guys, as I said in the opener, I talked to you a lot about about life, and it was funny because as I was putting that Christmas clip in there, that New Year's Eve clip in there, did you notice the sign on the back wall? It said it's a wonderful life. And the only way life is wonderful is if we keep a great work and a home balance, right? So I was looking at ways to cut back a little bit. Not to say I haven't appreciated all you guys through 150 shows or showings of Coffee with HDR, but things change, times change. It's not a name change. It's a a farewell for now. We're going to see how that goes. I was talking to Miss HDR last night. We've discussed this for many weeks. We knew this was coming. My sister Debbie did not even believe, I was out with her last week, that I would ever end. She said, no, one day you'll be doing Coffee with HDR, show number 2000. But so we were talking. I said, well, maybe it's just, a farewell of a season. I'll get the itch and come back at some point. We started off, me and the three guys started off quite a while ago with the fireside chat with the boys. And that's been great. And we had a good time doing that. And it kind of ran its course, right? So not that this has run its course by any means, but I'm just trying to capture something back. I got, things I got to take care of. And, I'm not making excuses, right? It is what it is. I mean, I appreciate everybody out there. Man, I tell you what, I can honestly say that when I meet you guys in person at the different events we go to and we shake hands, we give the old man hug, we have a coffee together, man, it is everything to me that I can dream of, how many people I've met doing this kind of stuff. But, like Miss HDR said, you're welcome. A lot of you have been here every single week with me, and you've put the time in also, that you got up and did Coffee with HDR, and it's been a big deal for a lot of you. It's been a big deal for me. Thank you, Jack. Motor Rambling, you did it. One truly appreciate it. Motor Rambling, I truly appreciate that. Toby Norton said it's been one hell of a show, Jack. You and Miss HDR made life better in this show, period. I appreciate that, guys. Anonymous Biker said, I met Jack 3 times, laugh out loud. He still doesn't know it. Yeah, Anonymous Biker, you're right. I have no freaking clue about that at all. So, but I do appreciate it for sure. Harley 103 said they enjoyed the show. Smyrna Cowboy said it was a great honor to meet you both at VAM 23. We had a great time sitting talking. Miss HR said, hey, the show is ending. What now? My free time every Saturday morning from 8 to 9 is gone. I guess I could talk to her about how great of a job I'm doing. Maybe I could use that time every Saturday morning to talk about that. So, But yeah, so it's the holiday seasons, and I figured, a monumental show of 150 was a great place to put the brakes on and just hold up. But and I look around the room, and everything I've done in this studio, I've done for this show, with the lighting, with the camera setup, with the microphone, the audio, everything I've done in this studio has been for Coffee with HDR, 100%. And I look around, I'm thinking, what next? What am I going to do? It's like one of those things when you're young, you're 18 years old. When I was 18 years old, right, and I left my parents' house, I got on the plane and went to the army. It's like, what chapter of my life is this going to be about? And I've been thinking about this and rolling this through my head. What are you going to do on Saturday mornings now? Chuck says, I don't know, Chuck. I mean, I really don't know. 200 would have been a great number also, Motor Rambling said. And I did think of 200 Motor Rambling, and I thought 500, and you guys know, whenever I was on the road, you've seen that on the road show with my buddies. I mean, you guys know at VAM, last year at VAM, we were in a house with Roguelite Andy and his wife, and I did a live show from there. So I'm constantly carrying equipment. I'm constantly worried about doing the live show because it is a Saturday morning thing that we do together, right? And I appreciate everybody being here. Maybe sometimes and believe it or not, HDR could even run out of things to talk about and, things to do. My sister has called me many times and said, hey, that's a motorcycle show and you didn't talk anything about motorcycles. And maybe I just run out of things to say. I don't know. But it's been a trip, man. I have had a great time. So, I think I watched the show since it started on my channel. Ty from Tennessee said, and I appreciate that, Ty. I do. I appreciate each and every one of you. Sonny's just finished his 365. So I don't know what the 365 was that Sonny was doing. Today be the first day of the rest of your life. Today I'd be the first day. Money 7855 said that. Hardy 163 said, my wife, who hasn't watched one of these programs, is more upset than I am, and I am upset. Harley 103, tell your wife I appreciate her, man. That was great. I do definitely appreciate that. So, yeah, at Slippery Rock, Jack. At Slippery Rock. Buddy, where did we meet at Slippery Rock, man? I don't remember. Was it at the Old Country Brewing? Is that what that place is called in Slippery Rock? Awesome to have met you, but I wish we could have time to sit and talk. And maybe one day we'll get together, man. I'll ride the bike. Slippery Rock's not far from me, man. I can jump on the bike and be up there in no time. And I know you're in the area somewhere, so we can definitely get together and hang out. Sonny was doing vlogs, did 365, and just wrapped up his last one this past week. 365 days for the year. I get it. Smarty Cowboy said yes. You got to call the president. That might be something important to do. But anyway, so we'll still have, Harley Day Rider. My channel will still be there. And, I think people in general are putting on the brakes on YouTube a little bit. And I don't even know if that has anything to do with it. But talking to Ty, talking to Bob, talking to Pete, talking to Colin, and Colin puts videos out when he can. Yeah, that's kind of cool. He does it when he feels like it. He doesn't have a schedule. Ty was really scheduled, and Ty put the brakes on his channel a little bit, and he's revamping it, thinking of new things to do. So I think that's what it is, right? It's not really. I'm not definitely not renaming Coffee with HDR. I thought beer with HDR would be kind of cool and do them in the evening, right, and have a beer or two with you guys. But then I thought, I'm just going back to the same thing. I'm just scheduling something else, and think of it this way: is 5 days a week we live on a clock, right? So if you have 2 days on the weekends and you don't have to watch a clock and think of what time it is, that's not a bad thing, right? But I'll miss this. I'll miss the chats. It's been a great run. Now we can ride earlier Saturday mornings. Right, there's things I could do earlier Saturday mornings. Like today we have to go to the tire shop for Mr. HDR's car. They opened at 7, and now, we're going to get there at 10, and we're going to have to sit for an hour and a half or 2 hours to get her tire checked because they're going to be packed. But it's not that. I mean, like I said, I don't make excuses. Chuck Henderson said, well, if you decide to do any special shows or come back on every week, let us know, and we don't miss anything. And maybe we will do that. Maybe we will do some special stuff. I know myself and Miss HDR, unfortunately, it won't be consecutive shows, but maybe we will get together and do a New Year's Eve special again or a Christmas morning special. Those were very near and dear to our hearts. We loved that because we got to hang out with you guys Christmas morning. And that's saying a lot, right? That you give us time on Christmas morning to hang out with us. So, um, and then I was even looking. Toby says, "Damn it, Jack, you do. When you got to do it, we'll still love y'all." But my office suddenly got very dusty because Toby's looking around now, thinking, "Well, what can I do now on Saturday morning?" Well, maybe I'll dust my office, right? Um, it's been real, folks. So have a safe holiday. Anonymous biker, have a safe holiday, man. It's great that you stopped in there today. He's in there for a very important show, and I do appreciate that. The Badgers was around. Good morning. I didn't really like scheduling my personal channel. I like no schedules. Jamon said, um, "Yeah, and you're right too. It's hard to schedule stuff. A lot of you guys are very consistent with your videos. Like you do Tuesday at 5, it gets released, or Saturday morning at 9, it gets released, which is awesome. And I've done that for a long, long time on my YouTube channel. And many of you know I have 10 YouTube channels, right? So I don't know what's next. I don't know. And what really started spiking my head was when I watched Blacktop Devils, who are very famous YouTubers, I feel, and who has a lot of subscribers. They have a lot of viewers for every video they pushed, and they put on the brakes. And the two of them guys are just, enjoying their lives, and that's wonderful that they're doing that. Um, but anyway, as I said, everybody on here has been a part of my life for 150 shows. That's a long time. You've seen that very first show. I didn't even know I was doing that very first show. I just turned the camera and said, "Hey, let's rock and roll, man. Let's drink some coffee together and do a coffee with HDR." And it kind of rolled on from there, right? And that's been a great time. A lot of you absolutely appreciate you guys. I loved you guys for sending in all the intro videos. Those are awesome. And I'll keep those in my archives forever because that was a big part of this show is you giving me your time to do an intro. Um, I just wanted to go back through and say, Harley 103 said, "Whenever you realize they're not, Jack, I think the show was somewhat of a weight on your shoulders. Not saying it's a bad thing, more free time for you to enjoy life." Yeah, and it was even the point too. And like I said, that's not. I'm not. I can't make excuses for it. It's just something I wanted to do. So I just wanted to stop. Right. I just wanted to put the brakes on. But I'll still be in constant contact with you guys. I still watch your videos. I'll still put comments on your channels. I hope you watch my HDR videos, the Harley Dave Rider channel, um, and I hope you enjoy those videos. So I'm sure I'll be back out riding this summer. You know, I have plans. I like to ride today if I get my tire fixed, but we'll see how that goes. So, um, and I offered it to Be the Rider PA. I said it could be coffee with Be the Rider PA, but he turned me down. Yeah, the other day I said no, and he didn't even know what was coming. But I just was throwing hints out there to him, like, hey, why don't you start coffee with Be the Rider PA? I think it'd be wonderful. He could do it live from the Harley dealer every Saturday morning. That would be awesome. Great setting, great place to be. So personally, when I was about to get my channel going, I began suffering a few losses. I'm sorry to hear that. I've been most part lost interest in doing a channel. Now I'm selling the gear and trying to enjoy my life again, the Dusty Chronicles said. Um, there are a lot of people putting brakes on their YouTube content. And, I'm not stopping this channel because of that. That's not really it. I'm just stopping for now. I got to take a break, right? I got to put the brakes on. So look at your life, evaluate every hour of every day, and sit down with a pen and paper and, look at what you're doing and look at what you can maybe regain in your life and see what's important to you, right? Not that you guys are not important. This channel has been critically important to my life. You guys have got me through some good times, through some bad times, and we had some great conversations together. So, but anyway, that's just how the cookie crumbles, right? Uh, the Trumpets just made an intro for this. Um, I'll save it for fine. There you go. The Badgers, thank you, Badgers. Congrats on your 150 shows and enjoy your break, Badgers. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys for saying that. Yep, it's just time to hit the brakes and see what life happens, see what the next chapter could be, see what else this crazy mind of mine comes up with, because I'm always thinking, right? I love creating content. Many of you are content creators. I love editing videos. I love putting them out there, even if it's for me to watch, right? Sometimes we have to watch ourselves. And Miss HDR always tells me that I am she has a word for it. I can't remember the name of it. Um, a narcissist, because I watch myself. And I said, you cannot edit your own videos if you don't watch yourself, right? That's critical. But I really like myself, because then I'll go downstairs and I'll watch me on the big screen TV, right? Just to make sure that I look good in the light. So um, I love trying new things. The Badger said, right, you have to look for new things, look for new ventures, right? That's what life's all about. But these shows are great. The chat's been great. You guys have been perfectly a great group of people, men, women, all over the world have been here. We've had people from Australia, people from the UK, people from Ireland pop in here. This is a very interesting thing. Live streaming is very hard. Remember, if you start a live stream, because everybody doesn't live on the same clock, right? So, see, and now Miss HDR said, now we'll have time to go on our trip to California. So she's, oh, Be the Rider PA said that next summer. Yeah, but Be the Rider PA wants me to stay in a room with him, which is very scary because he snores very loud. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know what he does. We make yeah, because I snore very loud also. But Roy's Mud Adventure said, it was great watching the morning show. It was great meeting you at VAM 22. And we are only a state apart. Hopefully we can meet again. And hopefully, Roy, hopefully you and your brother will come to VAM 24. And, I plan on being there. I don't know who's going to be with me. Try to get Miss HR to come again, but I don't know if that's going to happen. She said, one and done. She said she enjoyed it. She loved meeting everybody there. She made her presence known, and she may not go back. So she might be at the beach instead, she said. Who knows? But who knows how it goes. So, all right, everybody. It's been a great time. Thank you so much for joining me here for my final present show on Coffee with HDR, show number 150. And I leave you to your own Saturday morning routines. Guys, start watching cartoons again like we did when we were kids, right? Bugs Bunny, a little bit of Roadrunner. It could be a great time of your life to get back to your childhood, okay? Thanks, everybody. And it's a good time for my monitor to go to sleep, right? Great time. And Smarty Cowboy, you guys room for VAM 24. He's going to be there. So congratulations, HCR. Job well done. Thanks, guys. Again, stay with me. Catch me up on Instagram. You can hit me up there anytime. We can chat all you want. Continue to watch Continue to watch Harley Day Riders channel, and I'll try to get some content up there, some video stuff. I do throw shorts up there occasionally. So we will meet again. Have a safe holiday, everybody. It's another thing. The holidays are upon us. Have a very, very Merry Christmas. Have a very, very safe and Happy New Year. What? And yes, my birthday's coming right around the corner in another week or so. 2 weeks. 3 weeks? 3 weeks. 2 weeks. 2 weeks from tomorrow, I will be the big 6-0. So my life is changing drastically, and I have to be able to adapt and change with it. Guys, thank you very much again. I'm sorry that my mic today will go silent. My video for Coffee with HER will close out and go dark. But all of you guys will always, always be in my heart. Take care, everybody. Remember, until next time we meet, ride, you're on ride. You be safe out there, huh? Harley Day Rider will be down and out, signing off from Coffee with HER from the studios here in southwestern Pennsylvania for the final time. Take care. Good day. Good night. Have a great life. And we'll meet again, I'm sure. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye for now.